Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Memory Card, your video game retro. I don't know, dude. What do we talk about here? I'm here with Lorenzo. How's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's going good. Going good.
I was gonna start it by going. This is like your Metroid Prime
Mm.
cast, where we talk about Metroid Prime for 4 hours.
I could. You challenged me, but I would. I would talk about the entire series, no problem.
Guys, that's a reference to our last episode. If you missed it, we got into some of Lorenzo's favorite games of all time. One of them being Metroid Prime 2, man. So make sure you guys give that one a listen. In this episode, though, guys, we got a packed episode. There was a bunch of different sort of like presentations from Nintendo. There was also the Gamescom we're going to get into as well. And then a game that came out from Nintendo that's just taken over my life, dude. We'll be getting into DK Bonanza. And then we got a little bit of a Nintendo throwback talking about the handhelds. But you wrote this in the notes, and I wanted to start here. The biggest releases this month, dude. So you had some games written down for the month of, was this for September? I guess
This
this
was
was for
August.
August.
Yeah, yeah. So I think I was looking back through it because I felt I had such a busy month, man. So many things coming
Yeah,
out,
yeah.
so many things getting announced, and then when I play games, I'm always like mixing like new games with old games, so I kind of lose track of what happens. But yeah, the biggest
100%.
biggest releases this month were Metal Gear Solid Delta, which I know I think a lot of people were really excited for. Um, I wasn't necessarily one of them. And then Mafia: The Old Country, which I've never played any games from the Mafia franchise, so I don't. I think people were liking this one fine. Again, I don't really know, but yeah, those were definitely the biggest releases for this month. But it's like I think we're definitely getting to like the tail end of summer where now we're gearing up for like the fall season where like Call of Duty comes out every year and all the biggest like Battlefield's coming out next month, I think, and October, I think early October for Battlefield. And Nintendo still has like a bunch of big titles that are supposed to come out later this year too. So like we're like in the transition phase now.
100%. Yeah, so it's like starting to creep up. We can kind of see the avalanche coming. So you mentioned Metal Gear Solid. That's an interesting one because it's obviously Kojima has nothing to do with this one, right? So to me, that's kind of like, I don't know. Is that like sacrilegious? I don't even know if that's the right word to use,
I
right?
mean,
It feels kind of
in
weird.
most cases, it seems like probably no. I think most people would be fine with it. But like people, when they think of like Metal Gear Solid, they think of Kojima first. So like
It's like
it's
synonymous.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. So him not being involved in any capacity, I think he got interviewed about it and he was like, "Yeah, I'm not playing it." Like he doesn't care. He's busy developing like three games at once with Fizzant and
he's busy,
OD or Overdose, whatever it's gonna be called. So
right?
yeah, it's and then you know, I've never played Metal Gear Solid 3. I will one day, I'm sure, right? Like I know people swear up and down by it, but if I play it, I might just do. I'm obviously going to do the original first because with most games that have remakes, I tend to try and check out the original first because like it's an important comparison. But with this, I mean, no shade on anybody who's excited for it and enjoying it and loving it, but I don't really see the point. It's just like a HD version of a game that already exists, and it's like, yeah, it'd be one thing if MGS3 wasn't easily available, but it is. Like, with Metroid Prime Remastered, for example, very similar. It's the exact same game, same framework, same everything, just with higher res, better lighting, modern textures, same game. But the original Metroid Prime was locked to the GameCube up until remastered, and except for the Wii trilogy version. Like that game was not easily available because Nintendo never makes their games easily available. But MGS3
Yeah.
has been re-released and ported and like constantly like it's like yeah,
On
yeah,
like most
yeah.
consoles and
This remake is a little. I mean, I think it's just Konami like testing the waters with fans and just I think making sure that there's an interest in Metal Gear, and I think they're just like, okay, we just don't want to mess this one up before we try anything crazier or original because they did with Silent Hill 2, and people were really keen on that.
right.
Even though I guess that was outsourced to Bloober Team, so we'll see what happens with the Silent Hill 1 remake and whatever future remakes they decide to endeavor. I just look, I'm fine with the idea. Just new games, right? Like Silent Hill F, new
Right.
game looks great. Bring Castlevania back to life. Um, Metal Gear, I don't even know how you try and tackle that without Kojima. I feel like
I would just leave it, man. Just leave
I think
it.
that franchise
Come on,
has to be
man.
left
It's like,
alone. But whatever.
because we're talking like Metal Gear's like Survive. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
nobody wants those things, man. So
that did. Yeah,
so yeah. Yeah. Metal Gear Solid Delta, and then you mentioned Mafia. Yeah, same with me. I never really got into the Mafia franchise. I heard this one was more linear and kind of shorter,
yeah.
more like narrative focused maybe
Yeah, I
compared
haven't
to
heard that
some of
much
the other
about
ones.
it. I think people are liking it. I mean, it's a franchise that I don't really know many people who play it or people that get super invested in it, but it's still around, so it must have a pretty
There's an
dedicated.
appetite for those kinds of games, like the sort of like Sleeping Dogs, like it's like the Grand Theft Auto type of game, but obviously those come out so infrequently that you got some of these Mafia sort of games to fill in the gaps,
Mm,
maybe.
yeah,
So yeah, I know my brother's a big fan of the Mafia games,
yeah, that's good.
so I'll have to ask him if he's played the new ones. Um, so we also mentioned it very briefly. Lorenzo mentioned it. Battlefield 6, the beta. Guys, let's get into it because I know that Lorenzo is a pretty big fan of the Battlefield franchise.
Mm.
I have been in the past as well. I've known to join my friends on the battlefield. Tell me, what do you think of this first beta? Are you excited for the Battlefield return?
After playing the beta, I dug what I played a bit. I was into it for a good chunk of it. My biggest issue, which is I think an issue that a lot of people were having, is some of the maps just felt a little bit too oppressive, a little bit too close quarters. Like they could have opened things up a little bit more, which is actually the opposite problem I thought it would be. My biggest issues with a lot of Battlefield games in the
Yeah,
past is the maps are too big, too open, and then it's just,
running
you're
for
kind of running forever and
hours.
you're just a bit bored. But even that wasn't a super big complaint. I only played the beta for about like 5 hours, so I didn't get like the most concrete taste of everything. Um, I like the vibe of it, but my biggest beef is just, and I know other people had this complaint too. Is just for me, I just don't like the movement. It's just too fast. Like in a way that feels dumb. Like I always play medic in Battlefield, right? I love playing the medic. I love just going around reviving people. It's I
Oh
barely care
yeah.
to even get kills. I just get satisfaction of just reviving people. But with this one, you can drag people, right, and then you can, it's
I
like
like the
everybody
drag.
can
It's a good
like I think
change.
assault class can drag people and then like pop out a syringe and revive them. I really like that mechanic. I think that's really fun and clever. But then as the medic, you can just full sprint with the fucking defibrillators, just running around charging it, bam, popping someone in the middle, like without even stopping, just sprinting the whole time, just running around, boom boom boom. But it's just like, this
Yeah.
feels stupid. Like I wish just like a subtle change is just making it that once you pop the defibrillator, it pops you back into like a regular jog, just to kind of slow you down. I just don't like that you just full sprint, just like are sprinting
No
and
momentum lost,
yeah,
right?
it's like it feels just really arcadey in a way that I don't think suits Battlefield. And I think they're making some changes regarding movement in the beta that I think some people aren't happy with, but I'm glad. I don't want every shooter to play the same with the same twitchiness and speed. Like I love shooters that play differently and feel differently. Like I love Siege because Siege is very slow and clunky in a lot of ways. Like
Right.
you could like run and be fast in Siege, but it's slow and clunky. It takes like an hour for you to aim your gun. I like the difference. I don't want Battlefield to play like Call. I know a lot of people do. They want it to play like Call of Duty, but I don't want that. Like Battlefield, I think works well slower, more methodical vehicles, like destruction, like team up and like teamwork and planning. Not to an excessive degree. Like there should be some room for like running around and just blasting people, not having to be too thought put into it. But yeah,
I see. I know what you mean about the movement. It's I don't even know if for me it was like too fast. It just felt off. Like something's weird. To me, it kind of felt like they're trying to be like a Call of Duty like Warzone like feel, but then it's like it's not. Like you can't just do your own kind of movement. It feels like it's trying to emulate what Call of Duty is doing, but to like way worse. You know what I mean? So yeah, something about the movement was off. Definitely in the beta. I like some of the like okay, so the return of the four classes. I mean, that's just why are you guys trying to mess with the formula, right? So glad that's back compared to 2042. Um, the dragging, like we have some cool new stuff like the dragging, like you mentioned. The other big point is the maps. Yeah, the maps weren't necessarily doing it for me.
I liked them okay.
I don't
I
know.
think I just needed to spend a bit more time with them. I saw a lot of people complaining.
Yeah.
Oh, they're okay, but it's just almost a little like, yeah, I don't know. I just needed to spend more time with them. That's all.
Yeah.
I couldn't make really any kind of like harsh criticism or judgment on them just yet.
There was one map, and I wish I remember the name of it, but it was like every time I got in that map, I was on the wrong side, and it really seemed like, to your earlier point where it's really oppressive, maybe we were just getting destroyed.
Yeah, yeah.
So I forgot which map that was. There was like two that were seemed kind of lopsided like that, and then yeah, it's kind of interesting because yeah, there were a lot of close quarter things, and I was kind of looking for maybe slightly bigger maps. So maybe to your point, I just got to play a little more, get into some other maps that I didn't get to play. But the ones that it kept throwing me into the lobby, I was like, I don't like this map, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Quit throwing me in this map, man.
Yeah, people weren't like, yeah, I saw that. Those are like the two biggest talking points I saw on the internet. Gunplay felt
Yeah.
fine. You know, sound design.
Gunplay
felt fine.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think
Destructibility is looking cool.
I think people will be happy when it comes out, but you know, we'll see what happens in terms of like if it has like any kind of lasting appeal or impact in the age of free to play live service shooters that are just like dominating the market.
That was exactly my next question, dude. We know that this game is not going to be free to play, but obviously it was breaking some records as far as I understand on the Steam charts, something like 500,000 concurrent players, something like that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that translates into people actually purchasing the game. Because obviously it's going head to head with Call of Duty, right? So Call of Duty usually eats its lunch, so we'll have to see. It's like a weird thing, man. I probably would have. I don't know why they keep trying to go 1v1 against Call of Duty, man.
Oh, I guess because that was the competition back in the day in like the 360, like the early.
I don't know, man.
Like the late PS3.
I would have thrown it in the spring or something. I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. I at this point, I think Battlefield has more in its favor because we can talk a little bit about more when we get into Gamescom, but people are not happy with this new Call of Duty for whatever reason.
Call of Duty, okay.
Yeah, people just are throwing it under the bus.
Okay, yeah. So it's Black Ops like 7 or something, right?
Yeah.
Dude? Right? Okay, nice. Okay. One other big announcement that happened recently: Hollow Knight Silksong. It's not a legend. It's not a fable from the ancients. It's actually real. Apparently,
It is.
I've seen people with holding that Xbox thing, and it looks like Silksong on the screen. Who knows if it's actually being played? I guess, but
no, it's finally after like a really weird kind of reveal at Gamescom where it had like a.
How long's it been cooking up? Dude,
I think 8 years.
Silksong.
I think like 8 years. They said like 7 to 8 years. So yeah, like it was also really weird on the past couple of weeks. Like Gamescom, it had like a really weird little reveal where like it was like a random like teaser at Gamescom and then nothing, and then like a day or two later, then the devs got like full interview and a full trailer, and it's like, hey, no, that's coming out, and it's coming out in like 2 weeks. I mean, like a week from today, I think. So it's like now people are freaking the fuck out. It's like, oh, it's real, and I'm like, man, they really just didn't say anything about the game for years. Like no updates, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's coming out soon. It's like, wow, that's out of nowhere. I'm like, damn, you guys couldn't have given like any kind of new trailer earlier this year to like assure fans that it was, coming sometime like soon. Like, I don't know. They were holding their cards real close to their chest. But no, it's coming out and it's real, and there was no development issues. The devs, they got interviewed and they're like, yeah, no, we just love making this game, and it was just taking so long because we were just enjoying it too much. And it's like, wow, all right, what opposite day compared to every other dev that Suicide Squad killed the Justice League, struggling for years and just like a host of issues. Oh my god,
right.
I'll mention Suicide Squad later this video, but Hollow Knight's real. People are excited. I'm not one of them.
I was gonna ask, what's your like past experience with Hollow Knight? Because dude, honestly, I've never even played Hollow Knight.
Before Hollow Knight fans come at my throat, I'm gonna tell you right now, I am going to replay it. I might stream it actually, but I am going to give Hollow Knight another chance. I played the game and I completed it right years ago, 2019 or 2020. and I liked it, and it was a really well made game. But for me, I think I just went into it with the wrong expectations because, like, as a big Metroid fan, I was going in thinking like, oh, like this game has very Metroid vibes, like dark and moody, and like it is fundamentally different from Metroid in so many ways. I would barely even include them. I made a video talking about this, but I'd barely even say they're even part of the same genre. Like they're so different the more you go into it. And like even if I can't even like fully articulate my opinions on Hollow Knight and why it doesn't work for me, all I can say is I've played every 2D Metroid game and I really like all of them. If not, I love all of them, right? Like I adore them, I can replay them. But Hollow Knight just didn't click with me. And it doesn't matter if you changed it out for Samus and made it an alien world instead of like the insect world. If you kept the foundation of Hollow Knight, kept all the mechanics there, I would be like, yeah, this is my least favorite Metroid game. So I gotta go back into it, and I will give it another fair chance, especially that Silksong's coming out soon. But yeah, Hollow Knight, I think mostly I just went into it with the wrong expectations. I was expecting Metroid, and what I got was basically 2D Dark Souls. So yeah, but it's an incredibly well-made game, and it deserves all of the praise that it gets, right? Like, I'm so happy that it exists. I'm so happy that devs are working on it, that a sequel's coming out soon. Like, awesome. We need more games like it, right? So my criticism of Hollow Knight will never overshadow how cool that game is, right? And how, like, impressive it is.
Are there any more games that are in this kind of nebulous, like maybe they're real, maybe they're not kind of realm? Because, you know, we're getting Prime 4, Silksong's coming out.
Right now, the biggest one I see of people freaking out.
Like Elder Scrolls, maybe.
Not just that, like Kingdom Hearts 4. Kingdom Hearts fans.
Okay.
They're going nuts. Kingdom Hearts 4, I think, got announced like maybe 3 years ago. And Square Enix hasn't given any concrete update, except they released like a couple of extra screenshots like 6 months ago. So I know Kingdom Hearts fans, yeah, they're freaking out a bit. But like, as someone who's been there in the trenches with Metroid, it took Metroid Prime 4 7 years after announcement before like any actual gameplay.
I was gonna say, dude, 4 years, that's chump change. Dude, Kingdom Hearts fans, yeah, you guys just like, relax a little bit.
Yeah, like some people, oh man, like the wait for some games is crazy. But yeah, I think like that's the next big one that I see people like freaking out about. I remember for the longest time, people were freaking out about Elden Ring. Like I remember Elden Ring's teaser came out, and it was like 2 or 3 years before any gameplay or anything about Elden Ring. So yeah, this is just what happens in the industry. Games. Oh, you know, another one I just saw someone talking about, Wolverine, but Insomniac.
Yeah, that
was announced ages ago, and it's probably going to be still another year before we see anything on it.
That's an interesting one too, because Insomniac was like carrying PlayStation in like from the end of PS4 into PS5, and it does feel like it's about time for another Insomniac game. But yeah, you're right. It does seem like Wolverine's a little bit far out.
Yeah,
because Spider-Man 2 was
end of 2023,
like,
I think. Yeah,
I was gonna say it
was a year.
It
had to compete with like Resident Evil 4, Tears of the Kingdom, Baldur's Gate, and I was like, oh man,
right,
Spider-Man's
rough.
It's not. It's gonna get shoved out. Yeah, people aren't gonna.
A little unfortunate.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Speaking of, well, actually, I don't know if anybody said Nintendo. Well, you said a Nintendo game. You said Tears or something like that. Kingdom. We like a nice little segue. It wasn't the best, but also we want to talk about some of the. It seemed like Nintendo has just had a lot of partner presentations, Nintendo Indie World type of thing.
Busy this month too.
The Kirby Air Riders. So I didn't know exactly how you wanted to handle this topic. I wrote some games that sort of like interested me.
Yeah, they went through a lot. I remember I didn't check out the Indie World Live, but I did watch the Partner Direct. I'll do the Partner Direct first. So this one people weren't super thrilled with.
It seems like a lot of remakes,
a lot of ports, some remakes, mostly just ports, things like that. Let
me start with this. Let me ask you this to kind of set it up. With all these presentations, is kind of the future of Nintendo, like, does it excite you? Like, seeing what the third parties coming down the pipe and stuff like that? Like, are you excited for Nintendo's future, or are you Are they maybe kind of like misstepping at the start of the Switch 2?
No, I don't think they're misstepping just yet. I think they're saving, like, given that they just did a partner showcase and then they did Indie World and then they did the Kirby Air Riders Direct. It might sound like copium on my part, but I feel like they're getting like smaller announcements out of the way. And then they're going to focus on like a bigger direct for their first parties, probably sometime this month or next month. So like this one had some solid announcements, like Monster Hunter Stories 3. People are really keen on that. My favorite announcement, big, brand new Katamari game revealed. Like, hell yeah, dude. I love Katamari. And like they've been doing the Katamari remasters for the past couple of years. So it's great that like I guess those did well enough to warrant a brand new original game.
Yep.
Last one was in the PS3. Like over 10 years ago, almost 15 years ago. So that's awesome that they're bringing that back. But the biggest issue with this direct, aside from it being like excessive ports, is the way they revealed certain games. Like this direct just had a horrible ending to it, because at the very end, right, they reveal the Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales, which is I think being developed by Team Asano, who do the Octopath games. It seems like they've had a hand in the Live Alive remake, the Dragon Quest remakes. They all have that same HD 2D art style that they've coined.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, cool. Like this is like this one's like taking after kind of like Secret of Mana, like the Mana games, like a more action 2D RPG. Also seems like taking a little inspiration from like 2D Zelda. Like, cool. People, I know I've seen some people starting to get a little sick of the art style, that they want to see like, because they want to see like more games that just have a little bit more unique look, even using the same engine. Because like a lot of these games, I think the issue is that they all just have kind of like the same lighting, like very heavy, like bloom lighting, thing like that. But that's cool. All right, new title, right? New by Square Enix, cool. And then Nintendo's like, all right, and we got one more announcement. Everyone's like, all right, cool. What do you got to end the showcase? They did it again. The Octopath Traveler 0. They literally reveal a game that, to people who aren't familiar with the developers and the franchises, it looks the exact same. And it's like, dude,
guys, spread them out by like 2 games or something.
I love Metroid, right? I love Metroid Prime. But if they ended their showcase revealing Metroid Prime 4 and then a remaster of Metroid Prime 2, I would freak out. And I would know that everybody else would probably be really upset that it looked like they revealed basically 2 games, part of the same franchise, from the same developers, back to back. And that's how they ended the showcase. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, maybe like take Octopath Traveler 0, open the show with that, right? Just move it to the beginning and just take Monster Hunter Stories and move that towards the end. Just swap it. Doing them back to back, that's just left a horrible taste in the mouth of people who don't play these games. And it's like, and then, you saw people like trying to defend it. It's like, oh, no, these games are great. And it's like, look, whether the games are great or not, like, it's about how you like organize your presentation.
It's a presentation. You gotta
have something for everyone. So to have the very ending be so heavily catered towards one specific like group of fans, those group of fans were probably pumped, like they were losing their minds. And then everybody else, I mean, it happens a lot with the directs, right? It's like there's always groups and fans that get disappointed because they don't get what they want. But this, come on, man. I mean, like I have Octopath Traveler too, right? I got to get back into it. I started it, but I kind of dropped it. And I'll return to it at some point. And I've played Live Alive. I love that, right? Like I played some of the games from this studio. They're doing a great job. But at the end of the day, presentation's a presentation. You got to put on a good show. You got to, make the show flow well. Like, indie showcases,
flow.
And that was a direct, right? And then the indie world had some good stuff. It was highlighting like Mina the Hollower, which I'm super pumped about. It looks awesome.
Wrote that down. Yep.
A lot of other stuff like Neverway, really cool looking things. Little Kitty Big City. Getting an update, of course.
Which we saw that at PAX.
Yeah.
Some of these familiar, like a raccoon.
Ultimate Sheep Raccoon. Oh, dude, I love Chicken Horse. Are you kidding me? Fuck yeah! Like that's awesome.
Right. Classic party game.
Yeah, I can't wait. So like Indie World was solid. We got some cool looking stuff.
Two announcemements specifically from the Indie World that really kind of piqued my interest. You got this new. They said it's like inspired by like Loop Hero. It's a new roguelike, Ball X Pit. I don't know if that's how the name, the title of it is. You're supposed to say it, but it looks like a roguelike but it's a brick breaker. So you're like running around, the ball's bouncing all around, dude. I'm in, guys. I'm so in. As soon as I saw like inspired by Loop Hero, like okay, I'm in. But then you see the gameplay and it's just a brick breaker. I'm like, okay, you make a roguelike out of this. That sounds awesome. And then UFO 50, which is a big indie hit on the on the Steam side. Really cool seeing it coming to the Switch too. That's one that's like games like that, man. I mean, that should have just been at launch, just ready to go on the Switch too. So it's interesting that it took a little bit because I've been meaning to get back to that, but I didn't want to pull out the Steam Deck for that. Look it up on the Switch store. It's not there. I'm like, guys, what is going on here, man?
Yeah,
so it's cool that it is finally
the
out.
Switch, and definitely the Switch 2 is like definitely like my favorite thing for indies. It's so nice to just have them like portably ready to go, man.
That reminds me of an earlier question I forgot. For Hollow Knight Silksong, if you're planning on buying this game, which console are you planning on playing it? You know what I mean?
I
Like
played
this,
Hollow Knight on the Switch, so I'm definitely getting Silksong on the
that
Switch too. Especially, I've heard it
okay.
also runs great.
It's the
Like
Switch
they've
too.
actually
Yep.
optimized it. I think better load time, higher resolution, higher frame rate for Switch 2. So yeah, if it's actually taking advantage of the better hardware, absolutely. Like Hollow Knight, though, I mean, like
Yeah.
all my beef with Hollow Knight aside, dude, like Metroidvanias, they're designed for like handheld play. Like they're so
Right.
perfect for handheld play. So like, yeah, absolutely. When I get Hollow Knight Silksong, I will one day for sure, right? Because I want to give them both a fair. And no matter how much beef I have with Hollow Knight, who knows how much Silksong might change my mind or improve on the issues I had. So yeah,
Right.
100% getting on the Switch 2. Like Switch 2 is like my favorite. If I know something is gonna run well on the Switch 2, I'm getting it on the Switch 2. Like that portability.
I'm feeling that too. I'm feeling it like bubble up. You know what I mean? Like, cause you're right. At the start with the Switch, that was my indie machine. That was so sick. Eventually started to taper off, and I just wasn't as interested in playing the Switch 2. Or sorry, the Switch. With the Switch 2, I can feel that excitement. And yeah, like stuff like UFO 50. I mean, this is gonna be perfect. I've been playing. I forgot if I said this in the last episode. Balatro on this thing is fucking perfect. You can play it with one goddamn controller, bro. So I got this thing like leaned up on my chest while I'm laying in bed, and I'm playing Balatro like this with one controller. It's sick. It actually
when
works
I played
super well.
Balatro on the Switch, I would use a touchscreen a lot of times. So almost playing it like
Touchscreen works really
like
well.
the Balatro,
Yeah.
like the mobile port, the mobile version. So that's how I
Right.
played it.
Yeah.
To wrap up
Tons of great ways
the
to play.
quick Nintendo talk and like the
Mm,
quick little stuff is the Kirby Air Riders Direct. Like that
Kirby,
was the
yep.
thing I paid most attention to because like I'm gonna pay attention to anything Sakurai is developing.
There's two buttons now. I
Two
heard, right?
buttons, dude.
Instead of just one, now there's two.
Unfortunately, the second button has arrived, much to the dismay of Sakurai, who wants to keep his games as simple and enjoyable as possible. But Kirby Air Riders, it looks great. It looks like a fighting game, basically, like a fighting game turned into a racing game. It's super crazy, super action heavy, like chaotic, but like it seems like it kind of tries to do away with some of the frustrations that affects like Mario Kart. It very much it seems like differently designed. Like, even though they definitely look and play really similarly, it seems like entirely different philosophies. And like Kirby Air Rider seems way more arcadey, like very snappy, very fast, responsive, loud, and crazy. Whereas Mario Kart like has those elements of craziness, but it also has a lot of strategy when it comes to like the racing. It'll be really interesting to see how it plays out. But yeah, Air Riders looks great. It comes out in November, so like that's one of Nintendo's big titles for the year.
Yeah.
So a lot.
I didn't think. Yeah, just like from the like Air Riders announcement or whatever, I didn't think they'd be positioning it as this is like our next big game. You know what I mean? So it looks like they're putting a lot of their chips on it. You know what I mean? So yeah, we'll have to see how that shakes out. Or have you played the original?
No, I never did.
Yeah. What console was that for? GameCube or was that
yeah.
for?
Oh, my boy,
GameCube?
My boy, my Scrappy.
Scrappy, dude. Listen, guys. Speaking of Nintendo, let's just get into it, man. How good is Donkey Kong Bananza, dude? Is this the game of the year, guys? Can we declare it?
For me personally, I can't be with Metroid Prime 4 coming out, right? But damn, Bananza is good. That is so good and well made and well thought out. Like it is It is very much the sequel to Mario Odyssey I wanted. Because like I really liked Odyssey, but it felt like it was missing a little something, like
Thank you for
a
saying
little
that,
edge for
by the
me,
way.
and I still think that. Going back and having replayed a lot of Mario games, Odyssey, yeah, but Bonanza, obviously from the same dev team, and there's so many similarities with Bonanza, like not just like in UI, but like also level design and progression and things like that. You could tell these are the same devs. Like this very much feels like Mario Odyssey 2, but like on crack.
But you turn him into a monkey.
Bonanza is crazy. It's so smart
Dude,
and
it has hit me like a lightning rod.
yeah.
This game is badass. I guess I should ask you, how far are you in the game?
I don't know. I think I'm maybe a third of the way through. I'm right after the
Okay.
divide where you get to pick between the ice level and the forest level. I picked the ice level. I'm on
Yeah.
that one. So
Oh, dude. Okay, this is fucking hilarious then, because at that moment of the divide, I did the forest level. Okay, and now I'm looping back. It has you go to the other
Mhm.
side so you can clear the path.
That's exactly
now I'm in the
that's
ice
exactly what Odyssey does too. At points in Odyssey, you get to
Right.
pick between two levels, and then after
That's
you
right.
finish one, you can then choose to go to the other one that you didn't get a chance to. So that's one of like hundreds of little similarities that Odyssey shares with Bonanza.
So like as you were talking about it, I thought I always find it so interesting that compared to other developers and like other genres and stuff like that, with Nintendo specifically, you really can like draw the dots between all their different like game ideas, like going all the way back, dude. And it's really cool seeing like the evolution of everything. There is just like a through line to everything Nintendo does. And it is so obvious playing Donkey Kong Bananza. So you mentioned that with Odyssey, you were looking for like another, like something else, right? And I agree with that. Turns out it's just the thing that we were looking for is just destroy the entire
It is the
world, dude.
craziest idea that you don't think would work. Like, how do you design a 3D platformer where you can just
Where you
ignore
destroy like all the
90% of the
platforms.
platforms, but they make it work? I don't
Yep.
know how they did. It still kind of confuses me. It's like, yeah, they'll have little moments where like, you know, they'll give you some indestructible platforms and stuff that you can't break through. That's
Mm.
specifically usually just reserved for like challenge levels though. For the most part, it's like, okay, I'm exploring. I see like a banana. I want to go to it. All right, I'm going to smash my way through rather than trying to jump over everything. I found another one. Cool. Like it's
Yeah.
constantly rewarding you. And I also really think it's smart that you don't even have to engage with the game that way if you don't like. If you don't feel like smashing through
Dude.
everything, you don't have to. You can just
Yeah.
go through it like a normal platformer and do it at your own pace. But if you're like me, I will break through everything like I without hesitation.
Oh yeah, why not, dude?
Just because you can, and then like you're
Yeah.
regularly rewarded for that, and it's just so. But it's like it's so smart in so many clever
The
ways.
treasure chest and
The
stuff.
treasure chest, but it's like, you know, like it just feels like it knows the number one rule of any good 3D platformer is it has to feel good to play. And so it's all about the responsiveness and feedback. When you pick up a chunk right of the ground and you're
Yeah.
breaking through, or like when you pick up like soft dirt and you throw it and it sticks, so you just like
So yeah.
just little details like that, and it just feels so intuitive and so smart. You can pick up like, you know, you break off chunks of the ground. You can either throw it, you can either drop it, or you can like slide on it, and then when you slide on it, you can
Dude,
do a
the
double
sliding
jump
is
off
so
of it,
sick.
once you learn like the little double jump move. Like so many little fun ways to interact with the environment. Like that first area, the first level, the first main level, like the almost like beachy blue level. I spent, I think, like 90 minutes in the first like just tiny part of that level, just running around and smashing and just learning the controls and figuring out what I could do. And I was having a fucking blast. I was like, this is so fun. I was like, I can't believe like there's so much more level for me to go and interact with, because I'm having fun just playing with like these tiny little things in front of me. It's crazy how fun and
Yeah.
clever it is. Like it's, you know, like it's not perfect as a game, right? Like there's some little like things that I noticed, but man, at least for me, this feels like it has what Odyssey was missing. Like Odyssey
Yeah.
felt very great in a lot of ways, right? But Odyssey was like all about giving you a bunch of different little tools to play with, but you can only do one thing with like the capture mechanic. Like when you capture a
Right.
frog, you hop, right? You hop in place. When you capture like a hammer bro, you can throw hammers and you can kind of hop in place. You just use that to solve like little puzzles. I love that Bonanza gives you like a small set of tool set, kind of like the recent open world Zelda games. And then it just like gives you so many different ways to play with that, like so many different ideas to experiment with, different like enemy types, different level types. Like it's just so good. It's so fun.
It's
And even then, like
fun.
even just
100%.
ignoring the
Yep.
fact of how smart and well designed this game is, it's just so fun to just smash it, just constantly smashing through the environment, breaking things, creating your own path. Yeah, there's so many ways you can just skip whole segments of the game,
Yeah.
like almost like sequence breaking, like skipping levels, like skipping giant chunks of the level if you really want to, because the game gives you the tools to do that. And that's so cool. That's like you can
Yeah.
engage with the game as much as you want. Like if you feel like skipping a whole level, I almost did that. I almost skipped like the canyon level. I almost skipped the entire level by climbing straight to where the final boss was. And I was like, oh shit, like this is where the boss is of this level. And then I left and I went back and I played the whole level through. But it's crazy that you can just do that. Like Bonanza just doesn't care what you're doing so long as you're just having fun. Like you don't have to engage with this game.
1,000%.
It's the perfect example of a game. It's the opposite of, there's so many games where like the developers really want you to do one specific thing and they want you to do it a certain way, right? And they don't like it when you stray from that. Bonanza is all about just do what you want. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, like go here, but like
Go get
you
bananas,
want, you know what I'm saying?
follow the objective, or
right?
don't. Like whatever, you'll get there eventually. Just kind of just do whatever you feel like. And it's like it sounds like it would kind of break apart because like too much freedom can be a bad thing, but Bonanza's crazy good. I'm so happy. Like I'm happy. I love this game, and it's like
It's a blast.
it's
man.
crazy good.
Like think about it this way. Like I always think about Nintendo stuff specifically about it this way. Imagine if you're a kid, bro, and this is like your Mario Galaxy. You know what I mean? And you're just playing Donkey Kong Bananza. It's like your number one game. Like that just means so much. You know what I mean?
That's what this
And-
game feels like. Yeah, like I could see this being someone's like Mario Galaxy. Like it's that good and
1,000%. Compared to, because you were saying Odyssey. Yeah, Odyssey never. Like I'd rather play Galaxy. You know what
I would
mean? Like,
rather play Galaxy.
I'd rather play 64 almost.
I
much.
almost
like,
agree with that. I'd rather play Sunshine. You know, like they all have just like a little bit more of a hook to me. And Odyssey was just like it felt very like safe and smart, refined. Odyssey plays great, but like I just don't remember a whole lot about it.
Safe is a good word.
Yeah,
for
just
it.
a little safe in a lot of ways. But Bonanza's just so good. It's so fun. It's so fun.
So one of the things I dislike, and I wanted to get your opinion on it while we're talking about Bonanza. What's up with like you got all these like types of different versions of currency and all this stuff that you're out collecting, and the stuff with like the style shop. Have you been changing your outfit like at all? Like, am I crazy? I look at the shop
every time I
like,
go to the shop. I change it. Yeah, I just buy whatever the next thing. They again, that's another thing taken from Odyssey. Like Odyssey was all about buying new outfits just cause they don't do anything for the even in Odyssey they don't actually do like these ones kind of give you like little boosts. Like you can swim faster, you can move through terrain.
They're like the boosts are like
no, those are.
I almost wish they were just style like different
that's
colors
taken
and
directly.
shorts and
That's
shit
taken directly
instead
from
of-
Odyssey. Like Odyssey had all the different outfits, and I think they did it just for fun. And I think that's just more so the reason here. It's just it's like almost like a leftover from Odyssey, the different outfits. But yeah, I'm changing his fur color, right? Mine's like pink with like blue pants. Like, you know, fuck it, why not, right? Like,
I want to do more style, but I'm just like, there's no reason for me to buy.
That's
this
definitely
kind of
it's definitely a thing that's like leftover.
Yeah.
Like with Odyssey, it was all about Mario like traveling the world. So I think the idea with Odyssey was that he was like adopting different outfit styles depending on the new location he was in. Here, it doesn't make as much sense. It's just DK's like, you could get different colored ties and different colored overalls. And it's like, whatever. It's fun. You know. But yeah, definitely a leftover from Odyssey. Like another big thing that's take my biggest beef with Bonanza, and not something that even bothers me that much because I just don't even like engage with it. The actual title of the game, the Bonanza mode or banana, whatever they call. I think it's called Bonanza mode, where he can transform.
Right.
I like never use that. And then the thing is, when I do use it, you refill it so fast. You could almost play the game with it turned on like 24/7. And
or you can buy one of those energy drinks and just have it like ready.
And
to go
if you use it on boss fights, dude, you can finish some boss fights in like 10 seconds. Like it makes them trivial to the point where I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna play the rest of the game without using it for like it's nice to use it when you need to destroy a big chunk of terrain really fast. Like that's great and it's so satisfying, so fun to use. But for boss fights, it almost like ruins them. Like it makes them so. I've had boss fights in the game that I beat in 10 seconds because I just turned it on.
Yeah,
and
no,
you just wallop them.
That was one of my negatives.
And I'm like,
too easy.
It's
too easy.
Yeah,
boss
it's crazy
fights
that
for
like
sure.
the game even like they don't have to be like difficult, but they at least have to like challenge you to think.
Yeah, there's no hard mode. There's normal and like extra easy.
I like the challenge rooms because like some of them require some
Right.
more like creative platforming puzzles and things like that you can't just like brute force your way through easy peasy. Yeah, the boss fights, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna use the Bonanza mode anymore for those because it literally.
Yeah, I mean, even without, some of the boss fights are just super wicked.
Yeah,
like you're
yeah,
saying.
like you don't even need to think about it. That's the only like serious complaint I have with the games. But other than that, dude, I love everything about it. It's just so fun playing it portably too. Oh my god, like I was playing it on
works
like,
great on TV. Works great.
I was
portably.
playing it on a bunch of flights, like to and from home.
Yep.
Oh, it was such a great time.
Nice, dude. Yeah. One of the negatives for sure, the boss fights. Another one, and I guess it's like, I don't really give a shit, I guess, but like the story's a little weak. I don't really know. This evil monkey
it's
dude.
It's Mario story. It's the that's basically how I'm treating it as any other Mario story.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you said, fun first and foremost, story not so much. It's like weird when, I guess like one of the things I had going in the game was like what's her name? I just forgot her name, dude. Pauline, right? Why is she like a rock or whatever? Like,
I don't know.
What's up with that?
She was. Maybe you find that out by the end. I don't know. I don't think.
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna get anything crazy out of that.
Weird.
As just a girl, she was a rock because of some weird little curse or something, and now you're just getting her back home.
I thought she'd be annoying as like a companion on this quest. She's actually great, and I like every time I go to sleep.
It's actually really cute. She just makes like funny little comments, and I'm like, oh, this is actually cute.
So do you just say like the snoring?
Oh yeah, no, I listen to
like
them.
Let her talk?
I let her talk.
Yeah.
She just makes random little comments about like things.
Some of them were funny. I took screenshots.
Yeah, like things that don't matter. You know, they're totally inconsequential. I'm like, oh, this is cute. Like this is just fun. Like she's just making like random little observations about like ice cream or like, like the beaches, like totally innocuous stuff. And I'm like, oh, I like this. Like this is.
Yes, it's a nice little.
I think Nintendo knows how annoying a companion can be sometimes. So I think they're smart about,
especially from some of their games.
Yeah, I think they're smart about not overstepping it with Pauline and keeping things pretty pretty simple. And aside from that, like when she's on your back, she's not excessively talking or anything. She's just kind of being like, woohoo, like just enjoying the ride.
The last question I had, dude, for Donkey Kong Bananza. I'm sure we might be talking about this like once we finish the game or something like that. We might be having another discussion about it. But what did you think of? Have you played this game in co-op mode?
No, I have not. I've seen what the co-op mode kind of looks like.
Yeah. From what I understand, it's like like the other person plays as Pauline, and they just pretty much like throw out like sound.
Yeah, they throw out like almost projectiles. That's exactly again another thing taken from Odyssey. Odyssey had a co-op mode, and I played it with my brother once for like an hour, and it was fucking ridiculous.
It had a co-op mode.
Odyssey does have a co-op mode, very similar, where one person controls the hat, and as the hat, they fly around and they just pick up coins for you, and I think they can attack enemies. It's the same thing. It's yeah,
Nintendo loves like the little brother co-op modes, like in the Galaxy.
And you know what?
Like you're the pointer.
It started with Galaxy. Yeah, you're the star bitch. Pick up the stars while I go do everything else. It's a little better now. Like you have a little more agency,
right?
But yeah, I respect them for trying. Like I'm sure there's some people who get use out of that, but yeah, I don't bother with it.
But I think, guys, that might conclude our Donkey Kong Bonanza conversation for now. It's gonna be my game of the year. I'm very sure of it. Unless like I play Prime and it blows my mind and I join Lorenzo on the right side of history, you could say.
I hope so, man.
Right now, Donkey Kong is a front runner. But just recently, Jeff Keighley, busy little guy, Jeff, doing another little presentation over in Germany, I think.
Yes, Gamescom. I think it's always in Germany.
Yep. And I think actually that's like the biggest, like, we have game conventions here in the States or whatever. Like, I think it's like a different level over in Gamescom. It's like huge, massive. Let's talk about How'd you want to do this one? Do you have 5 games that you'd like to talk about for this one?
Did you
Or?
watch the show live? Because I know I didn't. I was just seeing
I,
reactions online, just like
yeah,
the
I didn't watch it live. There's a YouTube channel, whatever they do like live reaction. So I tune into
yeah.
theirs while they end up watching it. And it's weird. It's weird because like Jeff, you do so many presentations like all throughout the year. It's kind of hard to
I heard
like spread out your good
I
announcements,
heard
right?
people weren't
And
super keen on this one. That it was just too long. A
yeah,
lot of like it seemed like gotcha games or just announcements that all felt very samey, which a criticism he's had before. But yeah, it seems like a lot of
yeah,
people weren't thrilled, and also most of the announcements in Gamescom. It was just a lot of like updates on games that people already knew about, not a lot of like
yep.
crazy new reveals. So
They had a heavy TV show presence as well. I guess with one of the things I wrote down was like the Sekiro show,
yeah,
Fallout
they
season
do look
2.
good. Sekiro anime looks really sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice if they could just somehow fit the same amount of announcements to like a 90-minute show. But when it goes past two
yeah,
hours, you really start feeling it at the 2 hour mark, man.
yeah. Definitely got to be hour and a half is like almost pushing it. Pretty like that. That's about as long as you'd want to go. Definitely not 2 hours. I don't know what Jeff's thinking
I
about
also
you.
saw like a similar criticism where like they give way too many developers like time to talk in a way that like it's
Okay,
great to highlight the developers and the people like working on these games. Like that's awesome, right? And that should always be the case. But a lot of them just don't have like stage presence and they don't say anything beyond this is our game and we're making it and we hope you like it. It's like, you know, you know
right,
it'd be nice if they could like find a way to like just condense a little bit or maybe like have those interviews available like after the fact because yeah it's stuff like that that just takes up time and it's like it is great to highlight the developers and they should always be brought on and given like a little quick segment but it's just like a lot of them just don't have much to say and they don't really
right.
like do a great job of selling their games and it's like cool to highlight them it just find Jeff's got to find ways to condense it without like sacrificing that time for the devs. They should always be highlighted. It's their work. I mean, they should be
Right.
proud of what they're doing. But at the same time, it is a show that is presenting to an audience. Most of the audience are just people like us watching at home. So like, you know, just try not to keep it boring.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough to balance, I'm sure. We brought up the Sekiro show. I guess honestly, bro, there's only like so like I brought up I wrote down the fact that like Ghost of Yote got another look. We're already anticipating that game, you know what I mean? A lot of stuff like that. I wanted to give you some space to talk about some Resident Evil because I think there was like a new little bit for Requiem,
Yeah,
right? I didn't
they're
write down
still
which
they're
Resident
holding
Evil it
their
was.
cards close to their chest, right? Like from what I hear, everything they're showing at Requiem was in just like basically the first couple hours in the game. That it gets crazy
Okay.
later. But yeah, they're just still just drip feeding Requiem. Like it looks great, still looks great. At this point, I don't even need to see anymore, right? I don't think Resident Evil fans need to see.
Gotcha,
It's
yeah.
Resident Evil 9, and
Weird pick for
yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
Resident Evil 9, it's
For being on the
solid. Any
show.
fan of the series is gonna play it. Capcom, I think so long as they just keep it as is without revealing too much, like they're gonna have a winner on their hands, at least sales wise.
Yeah.
Who knows how it'll turn out critically, but yeah, I mean, still looks good, still exists, cool, still excited. I'm good now. I don't need to see anything new, right?
Right. Honestly, dude, the biggest like announcement, like totally new thing that we saw might have been this Lego Batman, dude.
You and
Honestly,
I are on the yeah, you and I are on the exact same page. I mean, we can go into our top 5 games, but like spoiler alert, that was my number one. I mean, Lego Batman looks sick as hell.
yeah. So yeah, so okay, let me.
I
I
know your
okay.
beef, Cody.
I love the
You
Lego
want
Batman
Superman.
games. Okay,
I saw your video. I know, man. I'm sorry. It's not happening.
thank you for, dude. It's just like it blows my mind the fact that we've had so many Lego Batman games. I get that it's Lego Batman. It's a safe,
Dude,
it's a safe
we've
pick
had
for a
a
Lego game.
Suicide Squad game before Superman, like a big budget Suicide Squad. Like it's not happening.
So my idea that Lorenzo's referencing, I thought it would have been cool if it was either a Superman game, because there's tons of Superman villains and stuff you can get into, or if it was a Batman Superman World's
Yeah,
Finest, like a
that would be
Lego
sick.
World's Finest.
I guess they kind of did that with Lego Batman 2. Like it was mostly about all DC heroes,
Yeah,
but it was heavily
right.
focused on Superman and Batman. Um, I like the idea that this is like a Batman that is exploring.
The open world.
I like the idea that this isn't like a generic Batman story or directly adapting any one, but like taking heavy inspiration from like all of the films, like Batman's. It seems like it's very heavily based on the films, but like just like Batman's history in general. It's keeping a little more focused. It's definitely taking it's a more similar approach to kind of like what the new Lego Star Wars was like, or like more like third person over the shoulder like action adventure type game, as opposed to like the classical like platformers they used to be. I love the vibe. I'm basically treating this as like kind of the fourth Arkham game we've never got. So like,
Man,
screw
yeah.
it. Like I'll definitely play it at some point. I'll definitely enjoy it. Like this is definitely the most interesting reveal for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry. It's not
dude.
Superman.
I just want a good Superman.
I know,
game,
man.
Dude. It's crazy. I don't know.
It'll happen one.
Especially with the popularity of the movie.
Dude,
dude.
it's gonna. I'm sure it'll happen one day. Like I'm sure, but.
So getting into some other Gamescom announcements, honestly. So I brought up Ghost was on my list. Resident Evil, I had it number like 3 on my list. I brought up the Sekiro show. There's only one other game from my top 5 list or whatever that I haven't talked about, and then maybe we can get into yours if we haven't mentioned them yet. That Void Breaker game, that looks pretty cool. It's like a roguelike.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
Gun, but yeah, it's just like it's like one of the. To me, it kind of looked like Michael Punk. What was that one that we saw?
Yeah, Michael Punk. Yeah, Void Breaker. Yeah. That almost made my list. I think that was like number 6. Barely got eked out.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that looked really solid.
Yeah, just like a pretty cool looking. I'm always down for like a roguelike, especially for the shooter, sort of like a Risk.
There was a lot of like, I think
thing,
there was a lot of like first person shooters at this presentation too, which I think people were starting to get a little sick of as well.
Yeah. Well, let me know. Dude, was anything else that we haven't talked about?
Yeah, I'll run through the rest of my list real quick.
Yeah.
So Resident Evil, Lego Batman are at the top of my list. Silent Hill F. Again, I'm gonna play it. I don't need to be sold on it anymore. It's cool that they're still like trying to build up hype. Great. It looks awesome. Like 1960s Japan setting. Creepy.
That is a cool
creepy
setting.
Story, like focused on the female protagonist and like specifically like targeting like the aspects of Japanese history and culture and femininity in the time and how like women were oppressed and societal issues. Like that's perfect, right? That's all perfect for Silent Hill. Like perfect. But some of my other announcements is cool little indie title, Death by Scrolling. Almost kind of looked like a Survivor type game, like Vampire Survivors. Similar kind of vibe from what I gathered, but it looked really solid. I would love to play that on the Switch. I hope it's coming to the Switch. 2 horror games. I'll just rattle them off both real quick. Project Spectrum, like creepy first-person shooter, weird, like definitely taking cues from like Resident Evil in that regard, like Resident Evil 7, but like very like with like ghosts and paranormal stuff. I definitely dig that. Chrono
horror games are having like a comeback.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I love it. We got Chronos: The New Dawn, which is the next game by Bloober Team, who just worked on the Silent Hill 2 remake. They've been teasing this one for a while. It looks really interesting, really freaky, like sci-fi horror. Love the vibe of that. And then, dude, my final Gamescom thing that I was digging was Bubsy 4D. It looks good. It looks like a really solid, like almost like 3D Sonic inspired platformer. I'm fucking down for that. Like Bubsy, dude, we'll welcome Bubsy with open arms.
Bubsy's back, dude. So like it also I mean, from one of the other presentations that we didn't mention, but there was like Pac-Man World 2, like there's like this resurgence of the 3D platform.
Down for it, right? I'm totally down for that. Yeah. Not to mention like the success of some indie platformers like Penny's Big Breakaway, which was made by the Sonic Mania team. I'm gonna get that on the Switch too for sure. That game looks sick as hell. Perfect for portable play. But yeah, those are my Gamescom games, and man, I will say I was struggling to kind of assemble this list. Like it was just a lot of updates on games that like, oh cool, not for me, or like, not something that I'm personally interested in. And then just I didn't even bother looking at the Black Ops 7 reveal, but I think I don't even know if people liked it or not. I just know people have been.
I have no idea how like hardcore Call of Duty fans. How are you guys feeling about Call of Duty? You guys like, Like, how you guys not sick of it? I guess for like my first question.
I think
First thing I'd ask
I think
you is
Warzone is still popular, right? Like Warzone still
yeah,
brings in the big bucks, but I know I've seen a lot of people getting sick of Warzone's style and it being like very fantastical, like fucking Nicki Minaj and Raphael from Ninja
yeah, yeah,
Turtles are running around slapping Butthead in the face from Beavis and Butthead. Like it's
yeah,
like I see people like, okay, this is too much now. Like it's just Fortnite, and we don't want Fortnite. Um, and then
yeah.
yeah, I see people just they seem a little disinterested with the vibe of Black Ops 7. We'll see where it goes. I don't I've been checked out of Call of Duty for years, so I don't like
Me
it. It
too.
doesn't
Me
it
too.
doesn't phase me. I sorry y'all.
It's like I didn't. Who was the last? Like, not to get too into it, right? But was the last one developed also by? Wasn't it also a Black Ops? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Black Ops 6
Like
and Black Ops 7 I think have been back to back. I think Black Ops 6 was last year. Yeah, because it was the first one that came to Game Pass and it was such a big deal that it came straight to Game Pass. Black Ops 7, I think
crazy
they
man.
developed them concurrently, or maybe they're doing the thing where they always do, where they cycle through the studios. Dude,
Right.
I don't have the energy to keep up with what Call of Duty does anymore at this point.
It's crazy, man. Like once they did the Roman numeral thing, and instead of doing an
They did
IV
four
for Roman
eyes,
numeral
Black Ops
4,
4.
I was like,
I guess it was supposed to be like a tally, like how you do like 4 tallies, but it looked
guess.
weird. Didn't work. I
Yeah.
don't know. And then Black Ops 4 was had
Um,
no single player. It was multiplayer only. And it
right.
was the
That's
first
right.
one to experiment with Battle Royale. So that was Black Ops 4 was
Right.
a really weird moment in time, I feel like, for Call of Duty.
It's still trying to like figure it out, right?
Yeah.
Um, with all the free to play and everything. Listen, guys, that might have been our Gamescom. Who knows? Maybe next year, Gamescom will be more exciting. Right?
It was
We'll
a
never, you never
lot of
know.
announcements in August. Like it was hard to keep track of some of the stuff. Like Kirby Air Riders, all the Nintendo partner stuff, Hollow Knight Silksong's real. You got Metal Gear Delta, all the Gamescom stuff. Like it was a busy month. So it's kind of
A busy month.
it's a shame because then some of the more exciting or interesting announcements just get kind of lost, like in the sea
Yeah.
of like all of this. Like all right, cool.
But guys, listen, we like talk about new stuff like we just did. We also like talk about old stuff,
Yeah,
guys.
'cause
Me and Lorenzo been gaming for
we're
years,
old.
man. We're that we're getting up there, dude. So dude, I threw this idea at you. Maybe it was yesterday. I asked you your history with Nintendo handhelds, and you said something very interesting. I gotta admit, as like I know you as a Nintendo guy, it did make my eyes like bug
Yeah, a
out of
little
my head a
bit.
little bit when you said that you've never had a Nintendo
Never
DS,
did.
dude.
It somehow skipped it. I
That's great.
think we had a Game Boy growing up. That would have to be a question for my brother. I
Okay.
think it was maybe a Game Boy Color. It had to have been because he was a Pokemon junkie, right? Like, and Pokemon started with
Right.
the Game Boy. Then we had the Game Boy Advance, which is fucking one of the coolest handhelds ever. I think still to this day has produced some of the most gorgeous games ever, like in terms of like 2D sprite pixel art. And DS. I don't know. We had a Wii, right? I think we were so fixated on the Wii, and we were still happy with the GBA that like I don't know. It just never happened. It just never
I
happened.
love that, dude. It's so interesting. Okay, so with the Game Boy, did you guys get the Game Boy Advance SP, or you guys just you
Oh,
guys
we
just
got the
rocking
SP
with
with the
the
fucking foldable
gotcha
and the actual backlit
clamshell?
screen.
Yep.
That was the
Actually,
way to
give me a
go.
sec, real quick. All right, I got it. I got it nearby. Let's see. We got. Oh, where's the SP? I lost it.
I had the black. We had
I
the
have all
black
my
one growing
DSs
up.
here. Okay, nice. My family, we rock the blue.
Nice.
We rock the blue. So I got here. Oh, here it is. This is just my little bin of all my Game Boy
Yeah.
stuff. Breaking it out. Thought this would be cool to show you guys.
Oh, dude,
The
that's
SP.
perfect. My goodness, look at this shit.
It's nice, dude.
What
It's
game is
nice.
in it right now?
What game's in it right now? We've got Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga.
Amazing,
Top 5
dude.
game for me, dude.
Absolutely, the fucking
Never beat it though,
it's
dude.
on the fucking Switch Online service though. You could, but
It
you don't
is,
even need
it
that. You
is.
got it right there, the original.
Dude, I actually this thing probably still has power. Let's see.
Fuck yeah,
Yep.
dude.
This thing always has power,
Oh, dude, that's amazing. Hell yeah.
So I was on the last level. I'm literally on the last boss fight of this game, and I can't beat him. I can't beat
Dude,
him. I probably need to back up and grind
Bowser's
just a little
Inside
bit more.
Story.
But
Oh my god, one of the best like Mario branded games ever. And like that's the thing is like I eventually got a 3DS, right? So I was kind of going back and revisiting.
okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
so like
So it wasn't that you never had like the DS family.
yeah,
It was you just were late to it. You
very
got
late.
the
I mean, we
3DS.
only got a 3DS
Gotcha.
like 4 years ago ish, 4ish, 5ish years ago. I got mine tucked away. I could go grab. I'll fucking grab it. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, dude. Look, guys. Lorenzo will see this in post. Donkey Kong Country 3. I got a lot of good Game Boy games in here, man. Dude, Final Fantasy Tactics.
Okay, I couldn't find it. Oh shit, Tactics. Yeah, I couldn't find
Yeah,
it.
dude,
It's
Tactics.
it's trapped somewhere there.
Donkey Kong Country 3, dude, of course.
Instead to provide evidence that I'm not a fraud, I did pick up our used copy of Hannah Montana for the DS as proof that
Nice,
I would not
nice.
own this if we didn't have something to play this on. So the 3DS is somewhere there.
Yeah, dude, so yeah, so I don't know, I guess my idea for this topic, whatever, was just to kind of gush and talk about old consoles. So yeah, so you never did the DS, but so you went back once you had the 3DS, then you were able to play some old DS
Yeah,
games?
like a little bit, not that many,
Okay.
right? Like Bowser's Inside
Yeah.
Story, you know, a little bit of Animal Crossing Wild World, you know, just stuff like that. I mean, obviously, like all the stuff you can, sail the high seas for. But like, yeah, it's like the original fucking amazing. Good God, world class game. Genuinely, I love Inside Story.
Goated. It's actually
It
goated.
is. I love Inside Story more than anything. But yeah, it was just nice to be able to like revisit some games and just have that. And then with the 3DS, some nice 3DS titles like Animal Crossing New Leaf. I had to get it
Mhm.
for Metroid Samus Returns, right? Like I'm not skipping no Metroid game, dude. I'm fucking hunting them down.
Gotcha. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah.
I still got to play it Prime Hunters, right? Which is trapped on the DS. I'll get to you one day, Prime Hunters. But yeah, it was just cool to just revisit. Like, and I like a lot of people they love the 3DS, and it's such a cool handheld, and so many games like for the Game Boy and the Game Boy Advance, the DS,
Right.
the 3DS. Like it has had some of the greatest games ever made, some of the most influential games ever made. Like Pokemon would not exist without the Game Boy. It's crazy how like it is like Nintendo, especially with their handhelds, are the originator of some of the most like famous things like people can think of, dude. Like Nintendogs, like oh my god, the Stranglehold.
Nintendogs. That needs to come back, dude. I feel like there's a market for Nintendogs in
With the
2025.
Switch
dude.
2 new mouse controls, like you can make it work, and then you have like the motion controls with the gyro Joy-Con capability. Like that's, dude, there's room for Nintendogs. They're gonna, who knows, right? But like again, like coming out, I think next year, Tamagotchi Life that started on the 3DS.
Yeah.
And people have been like craving that game because like Tamagotchi Life was so weird and so unique and stupid in a lot of ways, but like super well made and charming and just has so much of that fun and weird and original Nintendo energy. Yeah, like it's crazy. The handhelds, like the Game Boy Advance for me, like damn, dude, Pokemon Sapphire.
Yeah.
Metroid Fusion, Zero Mission, of course. I'm the Metroid guy. I'm not skipping no damn Metroid game. And Fusion and Zero Mission are some of the best ever made. Zelda Minish Cap, I just replayed it through the Game Boy Advance service on the Switch 2. So it's really funny playing Minish Cap on a handheld that is like 4 times the size of the original hardware it came on.
Like thing that.
But it still looks great. Like all that pixel art. I
Play this one?
never got into the Mega Man Battle Network games. I've always wanted to. And it has the Battle Network collection now. Actually, Capcom just released it.
Yep. That's right.
Oh, that's not to mention like Mega Man Zero, all the Zero games that came out for the Game Boy Advance and the DS. Like, Mega Man was at its, I think, the last of its popularity was on handhelds with the Game Boy and the DS.
Yeah.
So like, it'd be cool.
They haven't been able to like get it back.
No,
to,
it'd be cool if Capcom could do something with my boy. I miss him. But whatever.
It's
I have.
it's it's just one of those things. Like just through this kind of retrospective, right? So I got this is the DS Lite. You know, it's got the Game Boy slot in the bottom. You got the Game Boy, or sorry, the DSi. This is the one with the camera.
Crazy
That's all
popular.
dusty.
That I feel like DSi took
Not able
off.
to not able to do the Game Boy, but you know, you get the camera and some other like go online and buy the DSiWare games and stuff like that. And then you got the 3DS. This is the XL. Such a perfect console
I got
here.
the XL too. The new XL, the
Yeah,
one with the
okay.
little.
What color?
It's like
Oh,
it's like a nice like shiny red. I'm sure people could find them.
okay,
Probably
yeah,
more
yeah.
talking about. It's somewhere. I'm gonna go digging for it after this podcast ends.
Something about the dedicated Nintendo handheld, man. And obviously with the Switch, we're never going back. I mean, the Switch does handheld, does the
Yeah,
TV
but that
thing.
dual screen,
Living
I
in both
mean,
these
like
worlds,
it's
but
something. I
yeah.
There's games that have like kind of gotten around it, like the Castlevania DS re-releases, which I played and are super solid. They do like special little things to get around the DS capabilities, because for the most part, the second screen was just like your map in inventory that you just had open. Um, and the DS collection Castlevania is like those they work great, right? So like you could get most DS, and with the now again, like I said, with the pointer controls with the Switch too, like dude, you could bring back some titles like the classic Zelda DS games that that were like you're almost always using the stylus to move and do everything, but like
Like Spirit
yeah,
Tracks, I
but with
feel
the
like did
pointer
that.
controls, you could make it work again. I think, and I think it would be pretty
Actually,
intuitive.
mention it.
Spirit Tracks, oh,
Name
fucking one of the
drop.
best soundtracks in Zelda. Amazing. Damn, I love Spirit Tracks. Um, yeah, so, but I mean, like, not that that's a fixate too much on DS, because, like, dude, the Game Boy Advance, it has some of the best games ever made to me. Like, I you will, I think you are hard pressed to find like a better Metroidvania than Zero Mission for the Game Boy Advance. And then like Superstar Saga is a classic. You have Wario Land
So
4.
good,
It's
dude.
I'm glad that
Oh, I just saw that one
yeah,
too.
I'm glad I'm glad that Nintendo is like, using the Game Boy Advance collection on the Switch Online service to like
Right.
re-highlight and bring back. Damn, you kidded out. But I'm glad like Nintendo is like bringing attention back to some of these. I actually need to play Wario Land 4. Maybe I will. You know what? Maybe that'll be my next like just mobile game binge. After I finish up what I'm currently juggling, which we'll get to soon enough. But
Dude, you're right though in the fact that like it is cool seeing Nintendo kind of respect their legacy and their history by trying to make. I mean, yeah, this should just be like the definitive Nintendo
I
console,
agree,
like
because
with all the virtual
from the
console and
longest time, and
everything.
like Nintendo is still like heavily criticized for this, rightfully so, that they've been really bad about re-releasing a lot of their older games and making them
Right.
easily available. And it's like I would prefer if you could just buy a lot of these games and just own them on the Switch for like a just a little small fee
For
rather
sure.
than a subscription service.
Yeah.
But at the very least, it's nice that they're here. And for the most part, the emulation quality, the 3D games struggle with some emulation quality, but like the DS emulation works, or not the DS, the GBA emulation works great.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
almost like one to one with modern PC emulators. So like it's nice that like you know you're mostly getting, aside from like input latency and stuff, for the general public, right? For 95% of consumers, it's great. And like I'm glad that they're putting effort into it. And it'd be nice. I just want to see more games released more frequently. Like the GBA service, I think still only has like 8, 9 games on it. It's like, dude, you got a whole
Yeah,
library to
they were
go through.
dripping them out. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was just like our little Nintendo throwback. I'm sure we'll probably be talking about Game Boy or DS and some other topic, I'm sure. But yeah, I think right now we only got two more things: the kind of games that we've been playing, and then questions for each other, dude. So I'll throw it to you, man. What games besides Donkey Kong Bonanza have you been
Oh
playing?
boy, this is gonna be a little tangent. So last month, two biggest games completed: Ace Attorney 2, Justice for All with my wife.
Nice.
Really fun. God, Ace Attorney is so charming, so stupid, so weird, but love it. Like we're having a blast. We're gonna start. We're going to like we're traveling this weekend, but after that, we're starting Ace Attorney 3. We have like I think I already bought the whole series, like because they basically re-released the entire series through the 3 like compilations or 4 compilations. So yeah, we're gonna start Ace Attorney 3. 3 out of 10, 10 total games. We're gonna start 3 soon. And then I finished Resident Evil 4 remake finally, and it's like, like
Nice.
amazing, right? Like, not only did I finish it, the day after, I just started a new save file just because it's just so fun to just blast through on New Game Plus with all your upgrades and just like sprinting through, just treating it like the best shooting gallery that you can play. Like, it's so fun. Oh man, but I still have titles that have been sitting on my backlog, and I'm not forgetting them. I promise. I will finish Metaphor and Silent Hill 4. Right? I got through Resident Evil 4. That was one of 3. Those two, like Metaphor, I think it's just hard for me to say goodbye. I'll be ready to say goodbye soon, I know, because I got Xenoblade X waiting for me. I said that in the last episode. And the second I'm done with Metaphor, I'm hopping right into Xenoblade X. Perfect game for the Switch too, right? Like just to play like an hour before bed every night. I love having like a big RPG on the Switch to play through. That's how I got through Persona 3 so fast. Silent Hill 4, yeah, I think I'm towards the end of the game. I just remember dying at a really shitty part and I forgot to save. So I had to go through like 40 minutes of traveling through dirty subways to get back to where I was. But aside from DK, one of the biggest games that I've started recently was Chibi Robo, because it got released.
Interesting.
It got released for the GameCube service. And I know about Chibi Robo, never played it. That game is so charming and really,
that's a good word
really
for it.
Weird. And it's like it reminds me a lot of kind of like the weirdness and the charmingness of like Katamari Damacy, where like you're playing Chibi Robo and you're just running around a house. It's kind of like a puzzle game where you're just trying to like figure out how to get to different parts of the house, like figure out how to like put things in the right place. You're cleaning the house. You're talking with toys that come to life at night. You're just like you have to make sure you monitor your battery level, because like you're running out of battery with every action you do. So you got to make sure you keep track of the outlets in the house so you can plug yourself back in and get right back to it. It's a fun time limit mechanic where like you only have about you can extend the time if you want. I extended it to 10 minutes, but you only have about 10 minutes to explore before it transitions to night and day. And then things change a little differently in night and day. So yeah, it's really interesting and really weird. And I'm glad that this is one of like the earliest games they gotten out for the GameCube service, right? Like I've so far I've basically played all of them. Like I completed Wind Waker. I played a lot of Soul Calibur because like Soul Calibur 2 is awesome. But yeah, I'm glad they're getting some weird. I'm hoping like the next title they do is like Luigi's Mansion, right? Or like just another like little,
yeah.
I guess you would say a hidden gem. I guess everything on the GameCube was like a hidden gem. But yeah, I've been loving Chibi Robo. But Kody, I had a dangerous thought the other night, right? Like Steam sales are dangerous, and sometimes you just know you're in the mood for something, right? Like just pure slop, junk food. And I was like, okay, $3.50. That's not a big investment.
Okay.
So then I messaged my brother, right? My oldest brother, and I was like, yo, how do you feel about playing through Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? And then we messaged my other brother, and we're like, all right, yeah, we're doing this. So we've been playing, the three of us have been playing through, a total investment of $11, I think, between the three of us.
Right.
We've been blasting through Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, and that game is so funny. I can't remember the last time we've been cracking up at a game. It is like, first off, to get like the flowers out of the way, it's really fun. Like the gunplay and combat is really satisfying. Like I'm Harley, my oldest brother is King Shark, middle brother is Captain Boomerang, and we got boring ass Deadshot as the CPU, just following us doing nothing. But every character has completely unique movement options, and the movement is so satisfying and free. It's kind of like the vibe of Sunset Overdrive, which I don't know if you ever played. When it,
I loved it.
Yeah, very free flowing, open, fun momentum based movement. Like Harley has her grapple. I'm swinging around like Spider-Man as Harley. Like I'm barely spending any time on the ground because of how much you can stay in the air and just juggling enemies and things like that. They're introducing so many different combat mechanics. Like you have a counter shot. It's similar to the Arkham games actually, because Rocksteady, same studio. Enemies will do like a heavy shot, but you can counter it, just like how Batman parries in that game. And you have that. Then you can choose to slide, you have the grappling, you have a melee, and when you melee, you can juggle enemies, and then you have a grenade, and then you have 3 different special moves that all build up separately. It is so fun to play and just shoot enemies and run around in this open world version of Metropolis that you're barely even paying attention to the details of the city because you're all just flying over it. You're almost all kind of like Superman in a way. But that game is so broken on a fundamental level. Like, I don't know what they were thinking with so many things. Like, we're playing the game, right? And then all of a sudden, Amanda Waller's dialing us up, and we got to go do the story mission. All right, so all right, we'll head over to the story mission, and then we just get this cutscene of these characters just like yapping about who cares, right? And I'm like, okay, why would you take like this same direction that you took with the Arkham games, like this linear, heavy, story-focused game with a lot of dialogue and character interactions and stuff, and then make it a multiplayer game? Like, do they not know how people play multiplayer games? My brothers and I have talked over every cutscene because that's just what we do. Right. What we do. And then sometimes
they expect all 4 people to just like
walk in quietly like a movie.
Yeah.
No, and sometimes if the cutscenes are boring enough, dude, we're just skipping the cutscene. It's like it's even when we're not skipping the cutscenes and we're just a normal. And then there's like other things like you can't all stray too far separately from each other. I think for technical reasons, so the game will force you back together. And it's like, what? Then why are we allowed to explore the open world if we're not truly allowed to like explore it? There's this crazy mechanic where if you set like the main mission waypoint for your team and you're all too far away, again, the game can't have you be too far away from anything because I think it struggles with rendering stuff. It gives you a countdown of 30 seconds and it creates like an area that you have to be in, like the mission border.
Yeah.
But we're too far away. So then we just insta die. Like after 30 seconds, we can't move fast enough to get to the mission. It's like, there's so many crazy. And then, dude, I cannot even tell you the amount of like crafting and like upgrades and skill tree mechanics that the game has introduced. Like Kody, so I'm not even joking. Man. I think there's like 4 different people you can go to do 4 different types of crafting for like weapons and like equipment. And it's like, what is this? Why is all this here? It is
so weird.
Kody,
I've just been so confused, like looking at this game from afar. I keep it at an arm's reach, right? I don't want anything.
It's so weird how the game itself, like when you're just shooting enemies, it's really fun. And like that's exactly what I wanted when I told them I wanted to play it. Just a fun looter shooter, like whatever. I like looter shooters. I'm give or take on, right? Stuff like that. I know people love it. I'm okay with it. I've had some fun with stuff like that, like Gunfire Reborn, which is a really great indie looter shooter that I would recommend for people. But this game, it's just like, it's so crazy to take this Batman Arkham formula, like the linear comic book based story, and then try and force a multiplayer component in it. And it's like, this doesn't work.
Just like from the start, it
doesn't work. Yeah. And like some of the writing is really cringy and like overly comedic in a way that just doesn't, and it's really hard to write comedy. Like I think the Arkham games writing was really solid. And like, you know, they kept things in a really good setting. And like most of the comedy was reserved for the Joker being just like a lunatic. And he's awesome. Like Mark Hamill is perfect, right? And here, like, you know, like, everyone's trying their best. I like the voice actors and all of what they're trying to do, but like, you know, some of it's just insane. Like there was a lot, like I think Amanda Waller, like there's a moment where she gets really angry and she's like screaming at King Shark saying, "I'm your daddy" or something. Like she's like ranting. Yeah. It is such a weird game, right? It's so weird. And we might like my brother, he was like, Lorenzo, like you should record us playing and just make a little compilation video of like some of the crazy stuff that's in this game. And like I'm like, I just might, like one of my next videos might be just a silly little montage of the crazy stuff we run into playing Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League.
I'd rather watch that than play it.
It is, look, man, I will say, like, I think for $3, if you have a group of friends and you're all definitely like into it, I think you'd have a great time. Like we are having a blast, right? But like we are making fun of the game as much as we are enjoying the actual gameplay of it.
It's just crazy. Like at the start when they're doing it, it's like, oh, is this going to be like a games as a service?
I don't know.
It's
like crazy that that's a direction they took with it.
That
I don't.
as the sequel for Arkham
and it's such
Knight,
a shame
bro.
because
Like,
like you
what?
see the talent there, right? Another thing too, like the game
Right.
like stutters so much running on PC, like it is not well optimized. I don't have a great like rig, right? So like I don't have the greatest framework for like testing the game and making sure it runs smoothly. But yeah, it's just little issues like that. But like yeah, it's I don't know what they were thinking, and it's such a shame because again, it is talent that is being wasted. Because the gunplay is really fun, the movement is really fun, like
Right.
swinging around as Harley, like Spider-Man, just firing your gun, throwing grenades, meleeing enemies. Like it's fun. It's a really fun game to play, but the game does everything in its power to stop you from.
It's like fighting
It's
you.
fighting
Yeah.
you at every turn, like making you do things you don't want to do, or forcing you into cutscenes that you don't care about, trying to tell the story
Yep.
that you just don't think is all that interesting. There's so many confusing, not to mention just the idea of like, okay, spoilers for Arkham Knight. I don't know if you ever played it. I have a feeling you did, or you know, did you ever play Arkham Knight or any of the Arkham games?
Yeah,
Yeah, so
for
you
sure,
know,
for
at the
sure.
end of Arkham Knight, spoiler alert for everyone, Batman retires basically because his identity is outed, and he's like, "Okay, I'm not Batman anymore." So he gives up. Batman's over. It's like a little tease of like, "Oh, but maybe something's continuing." You know, a weird teaser, right? Doesn't get followed up with. Then all of a sudden, in Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Nah, he's part of the Justice League now. All right, he's back.
That's what I thought. Wasn't this one like not even in the same
It is.
universe? Same thing with Gotham Knights,
no,
or is it supposed
Gotham
to be?
Knights
Okay.
was its own thing. Kody Lorenzo
Separate
Gotham
for
Knights
sure,
duo
but
stream, right? But like no, with like Kill the Justice League, it is a continuation of the Arkham games.
yeah.
But it's like
So it is
what?
just
It doesn't do any
yeah.
explanation of like, okay, so Batman just unretires because sure. And it's like again, like maybe the game tells you that, but like in the beginning of the game, right, you're going through the Hall of Justice, like a museum, and you can interact with like these holograms of the Justice League that like basically give you exposition. But like I'm listening to John Stewart Green Lantern tell me about the Green Lantern Corps while like my brothers are yapping in my ear about whatever, because like it's a
Yeah.
multiplayer game, right? Of course you're talking to your
Yeah.
so like again, I don't know what they were thinking. Like, there's so much of the
Yeah.
game that is designed specifically as like what would make sense for a single player game. But the game, when it released, and I think to this day still is, it's an always online game. Like, I don't even know if it has an offline mode yet. So, like, it is designed to be played with people. If you don't have people, it's going to give you bots to fill in the rest of the team. It is so bizarre. It's so bizarre. I don't know what they were thinking, but it's so
Such a freak.
it's so funny. It is so funny, and like we've been having a blast. So
It sucks, dude, because now Rocksteady's like on my shit list, dude. And it sucks because they built up like this cachet of goodwill over the first 3 Arkham games, and it's like I can't trust you.
like,
you put out a new game,
and like
dude, I'm
and
just
like
gonna...
I gotta make it obvious. Like my issue with the game isn't the premise of the game. It's not that you're killing the Justice League. It's not that you're playing the Suicide Squad. It's really nothing to do with that. Like the biggest issue with the game is that the game, as a game, doesn't work. Like so many things are just clashing from a gameplay perspective that I couldn't even get into any criticism with the writing or story or whatever everybody else had issues with. Like writing all those,
because like from the start, just like as a just like as a thing, it just doesn't even...
it's like it's just fighting you the whole time. But like,
It's cool you're playing with your brothers,
dude,
though.
we're having a blast. It is so funny. Oh my god, it's like I highly recommend. I'm sure the game will be back on sale, right, for 3. Dude, funniest thing too, like last comment, funniest thing, the fucking premium battle pass in the game, because there are battle passes in the game. The premium battle pass costs more than what we paid for. It costs like I think it costs like $5-10 to unlock the full premium battle pass. We each paid $3 for it. For the game.
I mean, just the fact that it has a fucking battle pass, dude.
Cody doesn't have a battle. It has multiple battle passes for all the previous seasons. You know, this is the last one, right? I think the game officially ended support earlier. I think the beginning of this year was the final season, the final battle pass for the game.
Gotcha.
So when we get to the conclusion of the story, I'll let you know. This is going to be an ongoing development. I know we'll probably still be playing this game by next month. And I will let you know what's happened. But yeah, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, genuinely, I recommend it for $4. Go play it with your friends.
If you can get it for $4.
It is funny. Have a great time. Don't worry about the cutscenes. Don't worry about skipping anything. Like just shoot brainiac monsters and have a grand old time. And honestly, yeah, like we've been enjoying it. It's been hilarious. I can't wait to play it tonight. We're gonna play it tonight.
I love that, dude. All right, well, Lorenzo's having fun with what sounds like an okay game. Sounds like Lorenzo's okay on it. That's
Sometimes
good.
that's all you need, man. Sometimes a game like that is
right.
hits
Especially if you're playing
exactly
your
right.
friends, your brothers. That like adds to it. I'm sure. I think I'm not gonna play it solo, like for sure. So I'd have to find. In terms of what I've been playing, besides Donkey Kong Bonanza, it really just is Balatro, dude, on the Switch too. It just is like, it's like the perfect way to play Balatro. It stinks because it doesn't have the cross progression, that I got on a PC. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Carry progress
but
over.
Right, yeah, we're just doing a lot of stuff that I've already done before, but it's fun doing it again on Balatro because every run is different, of course. Other than that, dude, I think we just had a question for each other.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome. I ranted about Suicide Squad for 20 minutes, but you're welcome to start.
Okay, dude, my question for you. Okay, how do I want to put this? Like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when I say the word publisher? Who's like the first publisher that popped in your mind? And I want to get into
I don't know
why.
but Ubisoft, actually. Like,
Ubisoft,
yeah.
okay. Are you a Ubisoft player?
No, I don't know why. I don't know. And I hear
You don't have to talk about
no,
Ubisoft.
no, it's fine. I'll happily do. I hear publisher, and I was thinking like I kind of like bouncing around between like EA and Nintendo and like Ubisoft in my head, but for some reason Ubisoft was like the loudest voice. I don't know why. I think probably for like a couple of years, honestly, for the longest time, Ubisoft was like, I felt like they were releasing so much every year, dude.
That's what I was wondering. Like, when's the last like Assassin's Creed?
Yeah,
whatever,
like Assassin's Creed Shadows. They had a
doing.
period where it seemed like they were wanting to release like Assassin's Creed every 2 years. Every year, there's always some Tom Clancy thing related, right? It's been slowing down now. Like Ubisoft, obviously, like they're on a downward fall. We'll see where it goes, but yeah,
not even Just Dance can
I think
save
it seemed
them.
like I think because I was just talking about Suicide Squad so much, and so much of that game is just filled with just like mediocre, confusing slop, and like I don't think any company kind of exemplifies that phrase better than Ubisoft. Just like Ubisoft, they were like the definition of like for the longest time like quantity over quality, just pumping out like games and games.
Like with all the Far Cry
and Assassin's Creed and Tom Clancy, like always like one every year, just cycling through them, and it's like, oh man, not only that, but like they just started blending together, and like Ubisoft is like they were the most egregious example of just like the open world game, like the mediocre,
just filled with
yeah. So I don't know why. I think I almost hear publisher and I kind of just get like a negative feel. So I guess Ubisoft.
You just like associate that. No, it makes sense.
I guess Ubisoft just fills that void for me. Just when I think of like negative, mediocre slop publisher, I think of them, which I mean I'm hoping they can turn it around soon, because like sometimes they'll release stuff that's great, so
I'm saying, bro, like the Division was some
people love the Division 2 still getting I love Siege. I play Siege all the time, right
always forget
not just that Prince of Persia the Lost Crown and Rogue Prince of Persia both just like have released, and like people really liked both of them. Definitely try them out at some point. They both look right up my alley. So, I hope Ubisoft, they prioritize, they make a bit of a comeback, and they just chill with a bit, and they just bring some more originality and flavor to your titles, because some of Ubisoft's best titles are purely original, and like they don't play like any other games.
They're not a number 4 of a series.
Sorry Ubisoft, but you're my publishers. You're when I think of publisher, I think of you guys, and
you're the slop. You're
the slop.
All right, yeah, right on, dude. That was fun. I thought for sure you'd say Nintendo.
I thought about it for a second, but like I think of Nintendo for some reason. I just think of like them as like developers, where like even though like. I don't know, like you think of publisher, right? Like publisher, you think of something like Sony or Xbox, right? And then they have their own little studios, but
yeah, you're right. Like Nintendo is kind of like in their own,
like they
like echelon.
They develop a lot in house. They publish I don't know Ubisoft. Sorry,
Well, that was my question for Lorenzo. Lorenzo, what do you got for me, buddy?
Really simple. What's your
Okay.
hottest gaming take
Hottest gaming take.
off the top of your head?
Hottest gaming take. Hottest gaming take.
Be ready. Throw out some
Hottest
throw
gaming
out some
take.
fire. We're ready.
You know, you were bringing it up earlier, right? We were talking about Odyssey. I don't know if I like Odyssey all that much, dude. Is that like a hot? That might be a hot
I
take,
think it
right?
is, yeah, depending on some people.
Because like when I
Yeah.
think about my time playing, like I don't literally remember anything, and I got like more than halfway through the game, and eventually I just kind of petered out. It's like weird because it's like the focus on. I think when I tried to play it, I tried to collecting everything, and when I do games like that, I try to do the Ubisoft thing. I try to just every icon in the map I'm gonna try to get. Burn yourself out pretty fast. Versus how I'm handling Donkey Kong Bananza, I don't need to get everything, bro. I get a banana here and there. Maybe I skip that one. Maybe I skip this challenge. Like whatever. I just kind of just going through it with the flow, and it's more engaging than Odyssey. Like I have no like when Bonanza was coming out, I was like, oh, should I like replay Odyssey maybe for a little bit, just to like warm up to it. I never got the urge. Never got the urge. That's just the first thing that came to mind when you said hi. That could be a good topic like in the future if I like maybe
Yeah,
prepare for it a
we
little
can
more.
prepare some.
That's the first thing that came to mind was just like when Odyssey, everybody's saying it's like, the greatest thing ever. I was like, okay. I'll just keep myself over here.
We'll get our shields ready for like pitchforks when we need to like piss off as many people as
Right.
possible. Because I'm sure I have a lot that could piss off a lot of people. I try and be fair though. The
You were towing the line with that Hollow Knight one.
that's I would say
People-
that's like my current one. Like that's the easiest one. Is that not even that? Like I think Hollow Knight is overrated, right? Because like it is so well made, and I see why other people like it. Doesn't work for me. I think the more hotter take is that I don't think Hollow Knight is a good Metroidvania. It's its own thing,
I see.
which is fine.
It's
It
its
doesn't
own
have
kind of
to be a
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Metroidvania, but people always call it that, and that's what it refers to as. Obviously, like, that's the genre it fits in, right? But to me, it's missing so much of what makes not even Metroidvania, mainly just like I guess again, I think I went into it with the wrong expectations, but it is much more like the Castlevania style of Metroidvania games than it is like the Metroid style.
It's like 2 degrees removed instead of like
and
yeah.
but like that's the thing is like I don't even consider it like a Metroidvania. Like the only things it shares is that it's open world exploration and 2D. But when it comes to some of the way you engage in combat, the way you explore the open world, the abilities you get, the player feel, the player experience, whereas in like Hollow Knight you're helpless and you have to earn your way and fight your way to the top, whereas in Metroid you're finding the upgrades and abilities that turn you into a powerhouse. Like there's so many fundamental differences that I barely even consider them in the same genre. They're just so different, and it's like it's fine. They don't have to be in the same genre, and it's like, what is a Metroidvania, right? I talked about that in my video. I'm like, Resident Evil feels like a Metroidvania sometimes. Like the Batman Arkham games, the early Arkham Asylum sometimes feels like a
Arkham
Metroidvania.
Asylum
It's
for
such
sure.
a loose term. The term itself doesn't matter, but yeah, I feel that Hollow Knight shares so much more with something like Dark Souls than it does with like Metroid. But
Gotcha.
people crucified me for saying that. And you know what? I'll say it again. What do I have to lose?
I love it, dude.
Right? What do I have to lose? It's fine. These things happen. I'm just a guy talking on YouTube. If people don't like it, sorry. Tell me
So you're mentioning
tell me why you think I'm wrong, right? Like spell it out for me. I want to hear why my point is off. Again, my opinion might change. I am going to revisit Hollow Knight one day, and I'm visiting with an entirely different mindset to it, and we'll see how things play
not as
out.
many expectations going
Yeah,
on,
I'm going to accept it more. I think I tried way too much to go into it,
fit it in
for what I wanted it to be rather than accepting it for what it is. And you know what? That's not fair of me, right? But like, to be fair, also not entirely unfair. Everyone would talk about Paul and I came out, people like, this is the best Metroidvania ever made. It's better than every Metroid game. So I was like, damn, okay, like I love Metroid. I'm ready to find out. And yeah, it wasn't, not for me. But I'm gonna give it a chance and see what it is, because at the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't matter what I think. Hollow Knight's awesome. It's cool. I love the Knight. I want him to be a character in Smash. I think that'd be fucking sick, right? Like I love
That would be pretty
everything
cool.
about Hollow Knight except actually playing
You
it.
can't put him in before Chibi Robo though, you know.
Chibi Robo assist trophy. I think he's a good assist trophy. I don't know about a full character. But I'd be down for it.
Well, listen,
I want a
guys.
Smash game with nothing but weird little obscure freaks. All right, get rid of. You know what?
That'd be a fun like
I don't
offshoot
need
spin-off,
Ryu.
like
I don't need Sephiroth. I don't.
like Smash Bros. Just the
Yeah,
weirdos.
Smash
like-
Bros. Just the weirdos. Bring in all the freaks, right? Hell yeah.
Listen, guys. Lorenzo mentioned that he makes videos, and he mentions that he talks a lot. Lorenzo, what video did you What did you talk about in your latest video? How'd you like that segue, dude?
Yeah, not controversial, but thankfully the reception so far has been pretty positive, so I appreciate people for giving the video a chance. But yeah, I talked about Tears of the Kingdom, Breath of the Wild, and how these recent open world Zelda games, they're just kind of losing me with the stories. I think they're abandoning too much of the classic Zelda stories, and I think there's a way to have both. And a lot of my video just went into the details of like Tears of the Kingdom and how the biggest story moments of that game just didn't land for me, and why like how the open world is a direct fault of that. Like as the games get
Right.
more open and giving the players more freedom and more choice, you're losing
You're losing that like pillar of Legend of
Yeah.
Zelda that it's like no.
because how do you tell, I mean, like how do you tell a linear story in a non-linear fashion when you can approach, you tell either a non-linear story or you just don't tell one at all. And they try and just do the non-linear approach, and I just don't think it works for me.
Mhm.
So yeah, that was just that, and like at the end of the day, that video stems from my love of Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. Like I love those games. Like they are incredible and they're so well made and so creative. It's some of the best puzzles and gameplay in the series. But I do think it is possible to dial the open worldness a bit back for the sake of a more linear story that just, harkens back to the creativity and fun and wonder of those original games without losing that sense of exploration. I think you can balance both, and I'd love to see them try. I will be really upset if we get another. I'll still love it and I'll still play it, and I know I'll still like it. But I'll be really bummed out if we get another open world Zelda game where most of the story is delivered in non-linear fashion. Because then I know that means
Right.
we're losing something that you
And then it'd be 3 games and yeah.
yeah. So
Then it's like, can you ever go back to? Are you too far gone from having like a super heavy focus on the story for Legend of Zelda?
it's it's I think you can do both. We'll see if they do. Who knows? So, but like I said, it's a Zelda game. They're well made. They're
Yeah,
great.
dude.
I'll play it. I'll love it.
I loved your video. I thought it was a great breakdown. What do you got in the pipe? What do you got coming up? Any video plans for the next one, or?
I honestly probably the Suicide Squad video. Just a
I love
just
it.
a shitty little montage of some silly things that happened during our playthrough. It's just for the sake of having fun, right? Like it is. We've just been having so much fun with it. It feels like something that needs to be shared. Just this pure joy
Nice.
that we're feeling, like joy and craziness and silliness, and just it is such a weird game, man.
Perfect, dude. So yeah, guys, listen. Look forward to that. Lorenzo Talks. You see it on the screen. You see it down in the description. Also, at the time we're posting this, I figured out how to do another audio feed. So we should be, all 3 episodes should be up at the time of you guys watching this. So if you prefer to watch this podcast or listen to it on Apple, whatever the hell is going on with Google or Spotify, you can definitely find the links to that in the description. And yeah, dude, I think that's pretty much it for this episode of Memory Card. It's a big meaty one, dude. Hour 30. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Lorenzo, I'll throw it to you for any last words, man, before we get out of here.
Play Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League.
Nice, dude. Put that on Lorenzo's tombstone.
Yeah, not bad. $4, not bad.
Well, yeah, thank you guys for watching. And usually I say read more comics. This is a video game thing, so I guess I won't say that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching.